Hello, today I'll be going through the JDBC and ODBC connections for PostgreSQL or Postgres. When you first initially launch the Workbench, this will be the screen that you're greeted with. It's just a welcome page. It has a little bit of tips and tricks and just helps you get a little bit more familiar with the Workbench. We're just going to go ahead and exit out of that for now. If you do want to bring that back up, you just go to Help and then Welcome, and it'll bring it back for you. All right, so we're going to do a new IRI project to test the connections once they're completed. So we're going to click this Create a New IRI Project, or we can go to File, New IRI Project. For the project name, you can put anything you'd like. All right, and our project is created. Now we're going to start with the JDBC connection. So in this Data Source Explorer right here, if you don't see this or you accidentally X out, you can go to Window, Show View, Data Source Explorer, or you can click Other. From here, we'll click the New Connection Profile. We're going to look for Postgres, which is right here. Here you can change the name, you can add a description. I'm just going to leave it as default. All right, and here's where we're selecting our drivers, but since we don't have any, we have to create a new one. So we'll click a new driver definition. And here we're going to select the one that meets our requirements. And again, you can change the driver name if you'd like. We'll go to jar list. If you have something here, you can just remove it. And we're going to add a jar. And now we're going to look for the JDBC that we installed previously. All right, we're going to move on to properties. And here we're going to set our database name, our username, and our password. All right, on this, we also have to change the connection URL. So we have to change the host name to what matches our host. Okay, now we're going to be changing our port if we need to, and the database name. All right, we're going to click OK. And here it populates that information into this connection URL, our username, our password, and our database. We're going to save the password, test the connection, and everything went smoothly as long as everything was entered correctly. If you happen to forget to do this connection URL here, you have to change it in here, and you have to go up to this Edit Driver Definition, Properties, and you have to change it here as well. Okay, we'll click Finish, and now we have our JDBC connection set up with Postgres. Now we'll move on to the ODBC connection. So on the top, at the IRI menu, we'll click the drop down. We'll do the ODBC Administrator dialog. From here, we're going to click Add. And you can either use User or System, whatever works for you. We're going to look for the Postgres. We're going to click Finish. And here, again, we're just retyping all the information in again. Okay, and we can also add a description if we would like. Now that we have all that done, we can test the connection, and as long as everything went well, it should say connection successful. From there, we're going to click Save. We're going to click OK. Then we're going to go back up to the IRI menu, drop down, IRI Preferences, IRI, Connection Registry, and then Database Connection. Okay, so something to note here is the default bit version. So you need to make sure that whatever bit version you're using, you do the drop down and select if it's 64. And then once you do that, you have to hit refresh. Okay. So from here, we'll go ahead and double click this to open it, or you can click Edit. All right, we're going to go ahead and add the username and or password. And you can choose to encrypt if you would like. And then now we have to map the connecting profile with our Postgres that we created down here. We're going to click OK. And you can see it's authenticated. We're going to activate it. We're going to apply and close. And that mapped those two together now. So now we can go into here. We can go into schemas. We can drop down the schema for a table. And now, just to test to make sure everything works, we're going to right click. I'm going to go to IRI, generate DDF. I'm going to click next and finish. And it looks like everything worked properly. So now, just to double check, we're going to check the column names to make sure they're right. So we have category ID and category name. And just like that, you have both the JDBC and ODBC connections set up, and they are mapped together.